Have we ever talked about bubble porn on here before?
What's bubble porn?
Patrick?
No. Why do you go to him?
Why don't you look up bubble porn and show us an image from it?
I don't know.
Hold on one second.
Are we allowed to show it?
We're
on?
gonna
I guess it's not
broadcast
really
bubble porn.
Patrick, you're at work. Google bubble porn.
Bubble porn. Bubble
Hold on
porn
one
is
second.
when
Ignore everything in the
you
employee
get
handbook.
a photo of usually a woman who's scantily clad in a bathing suit or a bikini, or underwear, and you make bubbles around like
Basically,
the naked part of her skin.
You cover the whole thing in a layer, like a layer that's blue, the entire image.
Like latex?
Then you cut out circles, but you leave stuff behind the background that is clothing. But your brain fills in that the person is naked. You'll just have to see it to understand.
I think I
so
understand.
it's totally not.
Yeah.
It's totally safe for work porn. So there's the image on the left and there's the image on the right. It's kind of like oddly.
It works.
I feel like we're gonna get taken down just showing that.
Yeah, it's oddly offensive, but there's nothing. The image on the left is.
Who figured that out?
Let me
tell you what. It was a 14-year-old with Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's someone from
wait.
one of those countries where porn isn't allowed.
Like back in the day before, like when you had Photoshop but no internet.
It was a
dude from
Mormon
Utah.
guy, from what I understand.
So do you think in no
Ashley
porn
would know, you're
areas,
from
like
Utah,
people
right?
just give a guy a picture and then he fills it in with bubbles and gives it back? and
That's
they
like his
just chuck it
specialty.
Bubble porn is also known as Mormon porn.
Okay.
So it's a way to like have your brain think it's looking at pornography.
It's
but
also
it's
like
not.
little targets.
It's like little bullseyes.
You print it out. And you just
I don't know how you think male masturbation works, but you're not actually trying to hit the screen. It's not like
okay.
you don't get points for that or
I
anything
am.
like that. Are you trying to hit the screen?
Yeah.
I get a new laptop.
Hey,
'Cause you
so
read it.
Barbara, I've never looked for this, but maybe you have. Is there like,
Okay.
is there any porn that is heterosexual porn, but it's filmed entirely from the female's perspective?
Not that I've seen.
So when you watch porn, you're watching sex from a male perspective.
So it's all
Sometimes.
third person or male POV, but not female POV is what you're saying.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Like
Well,
I would have never watched that for more than probably 5 seconds, but
I would prefer looking at the girl.
Why? Because you
Yeah,
don't want like a
good
hairy,
call.
like grunting dude
Yeah, not really.
towering over.
I mean, usually in porn, females are a little more pleasing to look at. And in general, in life.
then the dudes.
Yeah.
No, but I find that interesting. So the pornography that you watch is strictly from the male perspective.
I watch very male-centric porn.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
Like porn that guys would watch.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Like people like being offered jobs and things like that, and then it turns out it's not a job. It's
Exactly, yeah.
that kind of thing.
And then, you
Job.
only get 75% of the way through. And
Sounds familiar. All right,
that.
fair play. Okay, I was curious about that. So yeah, you want to hear about bubble porn? Mormon porn or bubble porn, also known as bubble collage, in Japan refers to Photoshop pictures of naked people, which are made by concealing their outfits by the bubbling technique. And you can look this up. We say it's safe for work, but that's a razor thin line. Like if you loaded that up at work, that would be iffy.
quick, someone do bubble porn of me.
Oh, don't even
Right now.
in your
got
flannel
nothing.
shirt.
Yeah.
There's one gigantic
part.
bubble.
Be there.
So, not safe for work is a designation that's been around for a long time, right?
Very subjective.
And almost
designation.
as long as not safe for work has been around, there's been the people who complain about why something was labeled not safe for work every single time that something is labeled not safe for work. Like it's a woman in her lingerie, and they'll say it'll be labeled not safe for work. And then one of the first comments will be, why is this not safe for work? She's in her underwear. So it's like, where the fuck do you work that you can look at pictures of people in their underwear?
The
all the
Sears
time?
Catalog Factory.
He works at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, we see this all the time.
There's four windows covered.
We should wrap your house.
That is probably bigger than this building, right?
What, the whole thing?
Like in terms of
What
height?
does that mean, Gavin, the whole thing?
Are you talking about the billboard or the building?
I'm talking about the billboard. That's bigger than this.
You mean taller?
Yes. Taller.
Yes, it's taller.
I understand your frustration, Gavin.
This
Did you say
building
my
is-
frustration? Why don't you try to figure out my frustration?
Like, what do you mean? It's like,
sometimes?
because it doesn't make
It's 'cause
sense.
you're
It's
sitting closer to
taller,
him?
but it's not bigger because we have depth. This is a three-dimensional building.
Yeah, it's not a bill box.
Look at that. Bring that up again, Patrick, please, so we can look at that. That is taller than this building.
Yes, but it is not wider.
Okay. It doesn't matter. It only has to
That
not
means
fit
it's not
in one
bigger.
direction.
That means it's not bigger.
So
'cause
we're
it's
gonna
smaller
lay it
in the
on
other
its
direction.
fucking
I would
side
say,
to
I would
attach
say
it to
it's
the building?
smaller
Yeah.
because the width is less. It's smaller than this building.
It's too big to fit on our building.
You can
So,
put it
like-
in sideways.
You're going to lay it down flat.
So, like,
and
okay.
that's crazy.
Yes.
Is a stick that goes to here bigger than your car?
If I want to put it in my car? I can still put it in such a way. The orientation of stick doesn't matter.
See, he's changing. He's changing his fucking
I'm
definition.
not changing anything. And we're talking about it's a real simple question that I was asking. You want to hang
So
a
was
poster
the stick bigger than the car?
on the? You guys are changing it to fucking sticks and cars.
Sticks and cars.
Could you hang the poster on the side of the building, or is it too big?
That's not what you said.
You said big in what
bigger
way?
than the building.
Too big to fit on the side of the
I
fucking
was just
building.
talking about wrapping your house, and then you're like, "Is it big?" And I was like, "Well, it's not big enough for that."
Jesus, I
Why
don't
don't we
know why
just
I
lay it
bother.
down
I
as
don't know
carpet?
why I fucking bother.
I'm with you, Gavin.
I don't know why I bother.
Yeah, high five right there. That was a good
You know,
high
I
five.
learned.
What the hell is brunch?
Breakfast and lunch.
But like,
put
what
together.
time is brunch?
It's just food that they serve on Sunday.
I'd
That's
say
all
it's
it is.
anytime between 11 and 2 p.m.
2 isn't brunch.
It is when you wake up at noon.
No, two's brunch.
Two's lunch.
Brunch.
But then it's brunch, and brunch is breakfast and lunch together, so it goes across the whole thing. If you eat brunch,
You're not having breakfast at 2. You're having lunch.
what if you eat brunch at 7 a.m.? Is that too early for brunch?
Yeah, that's breakfast.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So it's got to be between the two? So what's the cutoff for breakfast?
I'd say you're having a damn late breakfast if it's like 12:30.
What is that? What does half 12 mean?
Half
12:30?
past 12.
Half past 12? 12:30, okay.
Or half until 12.
Or half until 12.
Not
okay.
6.
That's, so wait a minute. How can breakfast be late at 12:30,
Like, why isn't
but
there?
lunch is at 2?
Why isn't there a
What's the
lunch?
window for brunch? Like 20 minutes?
No, there's no such thing as. Like, what's lunch dinner?
There's no such thing.
Well, there you go.
Lupper.
But brunch does
Lunch
exist.
and
You have to acknowledge
supper.
that brunch as a concept does exist.
It's a different kind of meal.
It's not you can't grab brunch.
Don't get me wrong. I'm playing. I'm playing devil's advocate. I do not like brunch.
Nah, it's annoying.
I'm
What
not
do
into
you not
it.
like about brunch? What's to not
you don't
like?
you're not being definitive about what you're eating. It's like I can't decide if I want breakfast or if I want lunch.
Get
So I'm
outta
gonna make
here.
up a bullshit meal and I'm
But-
gonna be like a namby-pamby about what my meal.
Everything that you eat with brunch is delicious.
Like,
You could have coffee and you could have alcohol. You could have eggs
That
and
sounds
you could have
awful.
a sandwich.
Coffee and alcohol.
I'm just saying
You're a
you could
monster.
you could have anything.
You
Anything
just said
goes
you
with
just
brunch.
said brunch was so delicious, and the example you gave was coffee and alcohol.
Well, you
Irish
could have coffee
coffee.
and a mimosa.
Gross. Coffee's for coffee.
have you ever
Liquor's for
done the
getting
thing
fucked
where
up.
you get black coffee and you use Bailey's as the
Yes,
creamer?
Yeah.
delicious.
It's awesome. I never even heard of that.
I'm not a fan.
Coffee and alcohol.
I'm not a fan of coffee and alcohol.
Well, it's bad for you, isn't it? Because like your heart beats faster, but then you're also dealing with thinned blood,
Yeah.
and it's bad or something.
What thins your blood?
Alcohol.
Alcohol thins out your blood?
Yeah.
No, aspirin does that.
That's why
Well, it's
you're not
why,
supposed
like,
to get like a tattoo when you're
supposed
drunk.
to get a tattoo when you're drunk.
No, I just thought they didn't want to tattoo drunk people.
It's just like an echo in here.
I don't blame them.
No, it leaves like a runny tattoo or something.
There's a lot of things you can't do drunk. That's because you have thin blood. You know, can't babysit drunk. They don't
So
let
how
me do that
come
anymore.
whenever you turn down an offer,
For what?
brunch, you have to like give an excuse as to why? You can't just be like, nah. Is it because you're too polite to be like, nah, I'm good?
Well, I like people to know that I'm legitimately unable to attend.
But what if you are able to attend and you just don't want to go?
Then I'll go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You go if you don't want to?
Yeah, I go to everything.
That's very Barbara.
That's the Canadian in her.
No, Barbara goes to everything.
I like the idea of you like finishing up on a Friday night. It's like, I've got so much to do this weekend, and then you get invited out, and you're like, damn it!
It
All
does
right,
happen. That's the reaction. I'm just like, okay, I'll go.
Then don't go. Why do you feel obligated to go?
Because people invite, like, if someone
I'm
invites
gonna-
me, I want to be nice and go.
We
I'm
should
gonna
be
invite-
total assholes
Yeah,
about
I'm
this.
gonna invite you to everything all the time.
Cool,
You're
I'll
gonna,
get to hang out with you. I never see you anymore, so it'd be nice.
Oh, fucking reverse guilt trip.
So
It's a Canadian headlock.
here's the other thing I want the two of you to appreciate. To me, the worst scenario that there is, and this happened in Austin, was where someone got, I think someone won $1 million in Austin. Pretty cool, right? But they won $1 million because they got 5 out of the 6 numbers right. So they were literally like one number away from having $700 million. And there's probably about 5 or 6
I wouldn't be
thousand
annoyed at
other
all.
people.
I'd be like, look at this $1 million.
Dude, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
you'd
Then
always
you're
be
also
thinking about the
thinking-
other money.
It would haunt you, I think.
What are you gonna buy that's that you couldn't with the
$1 million
lot of oil.
$1 million $1 million would last you a very, very long time, but it's not like $700 million.
$700 million would turn you into a complete prick.
Yeah.
That's right. Go for it.
Looking
That's
forward
why
to
I'm
it.
in the lottery to begin with. What am I
Buy some
doing it
Powerball
for?
tickets.
There was a guy in the town I grew up in years ago who did that. He hit 5 out of 6 numbers on the lotto twice.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, that's got to be even more frustrating.
Somebody on Twitter asked me. They said, Bernie, if you won $1 billion in the lottery, what would you get for Rooster Teeth? And I was like,
Cars for everyone.
yeah,
Teslas for everyone.
2 middle fingers and a cloud of dust. I would be good. What do you think? Would you come to work every day if you had $1 billion, Gus?
I would do my best to hide it and not let anyone
I
know,
would do the same thing.
and just continue to maintain my life. Matt's laughing at me off screen. I wouldn't let anybody know. I would continue to live my life exactly the same.
But
be
there'd
like,
be press coverage
I've
of
got
it.
$1 billion.
Like, if people would find
there
out.
are some states where you can hide it. I know in Kansas you can. I don't know about Texas.
I
I
No,
mean-
you can't. I would
People would
make
find
an
out.
Public
LLC
record.
and have it claim the.
Does that mean he's won $100 million?
Patrick, have you won $100 million?
I would totally still come to work.
Did you hear about this woman who won the lottery and then divorced her husband and didn't tell him about the winnings and then found out later?
Yeah.
And
They've been married for
he
25 years.
and he was able to get all of her winnings because it was like she didn't disclose the fact that she won
Yeah.
Wait, he got all the winnings?
all the winnings
Not
because it
half?
was illegal for her to not disclose it after the
Wow.
divorce.
Didn't she go to
was
jail
finalized.
too on top of it?
I don't think so. But she won
That's
like
serious fraud.
I think it was like $3
Yeah.
million or 1.3 million. Like there's a 3 in there, but yeah, she didn't
So
tell him.
when you win the lottery, you don't get it all at once, do you?
That's
You get-
delusional.
You get like smaller payments.
You can
or
do it
There's
two
two
ways.
choices,
yeah,
yeah.
you can either get it all up front or you get it annualized over 30 years.
30 years.
If I won $1 billion,
I'd definitely do it that way.
Oh, God, no.
I would do what Gus
Really?
just
All
said.
at once.
I would have $1 billion and I wouldn't tell anybody. And I would spend money like normal, except in very extraordinary circumstances. Like,
Example.
if I'm at a restaurant and the food is late, I would step away from the table, buy the restaurant, and then fire the waiter in front of everybody. That's the kind of thing I would do if I had $1 billion. Like, what's that going to cost? That's like $20 million? That's nothing.
You know what I would love to do? What I would love to do is I would write joke checks to all my friends like, here you go, Gavin, here's $1 million, ha ha ha. I'd be like, if he cashes it, he would literally get $1 million. And inside, I would laugh so hard knowing I just gave someone $1 million that they can't fucking spend. That's the best. That's the kind of shit I would do if I had $1
Yeah,
billion.
What would you do
With $1 billion?
with $1 billion? Would you still work here?
Yeah. Although I just leave like, I just put hundreds like down my trouser leg, so when I walk, they would just like come out sometimes. Leave a little trail.
Think of all the bets you would make with people.
Oh my God.
That's what I would do with it.
Oh,
I would literally, we could do $1 million, but for real. I would just find like the ultimate $1 million, but
An
show.
actual episode. And they would actually have to do the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
someone have to
Oh.
get someone have to get like surgery or something for
We
some
could
of the
probably
scenarios.
crowdfund that.
That should be our
Find
next
someone to stick
crowdfunding
with
thing.
We could crowdfund
We should crowdfund $1 million
Except you need- in
and
order to
do
do
one
a-
real episode.
In order to do an episode of $1 million, but though, first of all, we would all take anything. The answer would be yes for anything in that episode.
$1 million, but yes.
Yeah. If we knew it was for real. What if we didn't tell the people on it that it was for real? Like at the end of it, it's like, okay, here's your $1 million
Oh God.
in a briefcase. But the problem is you can't just raise $1 million. You'd have to raise like $6 million for all the different scenarios and the different people playing. Or just do one like super one.
Call
where
it an even 10.
You'd also need money to implement the theoretical conversation. Like if someone needed to have a glow in the dark dick, you'd have to research and then have surgery to get a glow in the dark dick.
Or pay some guy to stick his finger up your butt every time you spend money.
Right.
Now that's
Which,
doable.
I mean, some people might do for free, depending on who took the $1 million.
if you think about it,
You would do it for free?
heck, we knew a guy. Remember, guy who did a dissertation on Rooster Teeth for
yeah,
his
yeah.
and he was from Switzerland, and that's when we learned that everyone in Switzerland has to go through military training, kind of like Israel. They have a mandatory service, and when they're done, they have to keep a rifle in their house. They're required by law to have a gun.
So everyone in Switzerland.
Has a gun,
Has
and
a
he
gun.
had to go through enormous hoops to declare himself a pacifist and have the gun removed from his house.
It was a multi-year process.
It took him a long time to get it done, and he had to keep a rifle the
so
entire
you
time.
break the law if you just chuck the gun out?
Yeah, you
he
have
said,
to have the gun.
he said it wasn't like an assault rifle, or what you typically picture as like an army gun. He said it was like this huge hunting rifle looking thing.
What's the purpose of that? What's the reasoning behind that?
Self-defense or like country defense.
It's a reaction to World War II,
Yeah,
I
call
believe is
up.
what he said. That they
Wow.
just they got wrapped up in the middle of everything, and they're just not going to let that happen again. And it's funny though, because Switzerland is like
So give everyone a gun.
like notoriously neutral country, you know, depending on who you ask. So I thought it was interesting that they. It seems like a pacifist culture, but it's not. It's got everyone in the country has a gun,
Yeah, I think they want to be ready to
and is
call
trained
up
in how to use it.
conscripts and draft everyone immediately if,
If
need
you
be.
shoot someone, you shot someone, but is it the same law if you shoot someone, like say you taped a gun to a drone and had it kill a bunch of people? Was that you still doing it?
If you're controlling the drone, yeah. Or if it's your drone, yeah. You're responsible for that.
How they trace like fingerprints.
Are you trying to figure something out?
I like Gavin asked the difference, like, are you responsible for it? And you said, yeah, of course you are. And he goes, but how would they get the fingerprints? It's like, can you get away with it or are you responsible? Those are two totally different questions. Yes, you could probably get away with it. You might be able to get away with like using a gun on a drone and shooting somebody.
Most drones aren't hardy enough to carry a gun or something.
Dude, there
like
was a
that.
clip I showed Gavin of a dude who taped 2 Roman candles.
He was
to a
accurate
drone.
with that thing.
That guy was shooting his friends with a Roman candle drone. It was fucking great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want a drone now.
Yeah.
I never wanted one before.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
So you didn't register your drone?
No, I'm not going to register my drone.
Isn't that illegal though?
Second Amendment, bitch.
The right to bear drones?
Yeah. That's the founding fathers wanted me to have a fucking autonomous helicopter in the sky that can kill people. They wanted that. They
Shoot
wanted
Roman
that.
candles at
Government
people.
has it. I get one too. Fuck them.
Second Amendment, bitch. When do you think the first rap song about drones is going to come out?
I'd be shocked if one doesn't already exist.
With spinners on?
Yeah.
I love like rap and hip hop culture as like a social indicator. Like my favorite thing, do you remember we had the conversation years ago about the declining dollar? And one of the factors
yeah.
of it was that rap videos started to feature euros, where all the guys would have euros instead of dollars. It was like American rappers. That's how they were showing that they had more money than everybody else because their money was in euros.
Because the euro has a
worth more.
500.
I fucking love it. There's something about that I just love.
There was a video. I'd never seen this video before. My wife told me about it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you ever heard it. R. Kelly has a song called Echo. And I guess he thought that maybe a lot of people didn't know what an echo was. So he made...
Like an Amazon Echo?
No, like an actual echo, Barbara.
Like,
Hello, hello, hello.
I figured, who would
so
think people don't know what that is?
Shut up. He made a video explaining to people what echo means and what an echo is.
Who did this?
R. Kelly. Have you never seen? I had never seen this
But
either.
is it like a metaphor for love or anything or banging?
Right. It's a matter of it's like I'm gonna make her echo, like say his name over and over. But people didn't know what an echo was, so he had to make a little video explaining what echo means.
That sounds like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. What if R. Kelly had like a science channel? I would absolutely subscribe to that in a second. Wow, that's his 4th piss video this month. That's upsetting. How can you keep doing videos about that?
He's a little obsessed.
So since we're talking about drones, we should probably talk about the crazy update that happened in my car this week, where now my car, you hit a button and it just will park itself in the garage, or it'll just come get you. Like
We were
What?
walking down this way and his car just pulled out in front of us.
What?
So it
His
works
parking
here in
space.
this parking lot?
Yeah.
Can you call it here right now?
No. I should be clear. So Tesla does a great job of like, they stair step the stuff out where they also updated the auto drive features of the car. And I did a Periscope yesterday where I was showing people this. And I don't think anyone like, it seemed like 90% of the people who were watching were just like, even though we've talked about it, they're like, it's really crazy when you see it in action. And the auto drive, when it first started, was really just kind of like super advanced cruise control. But it's slowly but surely gotten better and better and taking over more features. You can tell they're like almost like training you without training you. Like they're only giving you some features and they're rolling out. And the summon feature, right now,
Summon.
it will only go in and out of a parking space. So if I pull up next to a parking space, it'll pull into perpendicular space. It's always parallel parked. But now it'll like back out on its own. Like now if it's in my garage and I summon it, it'll open the garage door, back out of the garage into the driveway, and then shut the garage door, and then I go out
Wait,
and
the
get
car can open the door?
Yeah, it opens the garage door.
How?
It's like a cat.
It has you just program it. A lot of cars have that.
Cars have had that for a long time. Like
Yeah.
you could program it into the car to do that.
Oh, like into the...
Right. You hit the button.
Gotcha.
But it's
That's so
weird.
cool.
This is the first time that I've ever seen the car operating with nobody in it. And that is a surreal thing the first time you see it, where the car is just like driving out, backing out.
Soon you're going to be able to send them off. Well, I guess they won't ever need to go out and get
Well,
gas on their own.
that's the thing Elon Musk said that I was really excited about. He sent a tweet about it saying that in 2 years they hope to have the summon feature working regardless of boundaries. For example, you are in LA and the car's in New York.
Well,
Patrick.
The look on Gavin's face was great there.
So it's
Well-
going to drive?
Right.
Because
so-
the next step that they want to do with it is where it'll hook itself up to the charger, which he seems to be really
Like a
obsessed.
Roomba.
He seems really obsessed by that.
Yeah.
I could care less about
this would
that.
be a
No, that's-
Vroomba.
I mean,
There's
if it
no
can-
part of my day that's too long for me to go click.
Yeah, but imagine just getting out in front of your house. It opens the door, goes in, plugs in, and closes the
It's
door.
pretty cool.
Right,
Or
that
if
would
your
be great.
car's in a different city and you just like oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to make my plane in 2 days. I'm just gonna have my car come get me and I'll drive home. And then you hit a button and your car just starts coming on the freeway, stops, charges itself, and just keeps coming.
Right, or like, you're flying to Austin, there's storms, so you get diverted to
Dallas.
San Antonio
Yeah.
or Dallas. Like, I'll just call my car.
And then a new flight opens up and your car's halfway between Austin and...
Did you tell it to go back home?
You just tell it to go back home.
Shit.
No,
The car stops in the middle of the freeway and goes in reverse.
I'm super
back
excited
up.
about this. Super excited.
It's
Can't
really
wait.
cool, man. And
I
it's
would
like,
use it for Amazon. Instead of the delivery, I'd just be like, go and pick that up. Go and get it.
it's like, I think it's like the closest technology we have that's going to be a total game changer. Like something like smartphones or internet, where it's just like, you're going to recapture all of that time that you spent driving. What's wrong with you? Is it in my hands?
No, I'm just imagining a car picking up food for you. It's like a little arm that hands
Going through the
out.
drive-through and no one in it. The future.
It's like one of the things that, as a kid, I dreamed about that you would have in the future. Like, as a kid, I couldn't imagine a smartphone. Like, that's a technology that I think is definitely futuristic that we have now, that we take for granted. But a car that could drive itself was always something you could wrap your head around,
Yeah.
even at a young age. Like, that's going to happen in the future. Flying
was in
cars
cartoons.
and cars that can drive themselves.
They had a flying car at CES.
What?
Did you see it?
No.
It's a drone. It's a 4-prop. You guys didn't see this? It's a 4-prop drone that's capable of carrying one person, and it's between $200,000 and $300,000.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that.
I would,
I'll tell you
I
right
would
now.
get. You're a Philistine.
I will
I
not
would get
get
in
in
that in a
that.
heartbeat. Here's the only problem with it, and this is what I would never do it.
Okay.
It lights on fire. It's just small.
It doesn't have one thing inside the cockpit that it needs. It doesn't have any controls,
Cup holder. Oh.
which is a total deal breaker for me. I don't want people to have controls in their drones, but I would want controls in my drone. It's really just like you tell it where you're going to go. It says get in, and you get in, and it takes you there, and you're just along for the
Nope.
ride.
That's
Yeah,
way
so-
better than having controls.
What?
But like, people are dumb and distracted. They'd nosedive them.
Everyone else can't have controls. I want the controls. I want the ability to take over if
So
I
what
have
if
to.
what if the GPS dies on your phone or whatever? Would it just hang you in the air until it ran out of batteries? What happened?
I love this idea they had for a failsafe. The failsafe, Gavin, is that it would connect to a remote center somewhere else in the world, and then they would pilot your drone. Fuck that. No way. I want to be able to take over the controls.
I saw the dumbest stuff at CES. I saw
You sent me some dumb shit.
a Roomba for your grill.
You sent us that. Yeah, that was funny.
So
just
it's
like-
like small. and
It's like a
special
tiny
grill?
Roomba, and you put this thing on your grill to stop it from driving off, and it just goes like, and it just like drives around like while it's spinning and
Because
cleaning
people
your
can't just
grill.
like.
Well, I got to say, I was kind of excited about that. I hate cleaning my grill. I was like, that'd be
Oh
pretty
my
sweet if I
God.
could just stick that in my grill.
But you
and-
got to use so much force to clean your grill.
No, it was like bouncing all around. I'll send it to them.
It's not going to do anything.
And then I saw what looked like 2 fridges stacked on each other in terms of size. And there you
there
go.
it is. That's exactly
the thing.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not doing shit. That's not cleaning any grill. That looks horrible.
I
It
got-
looks like it operates off of D batteries or something.
It's like something you play air hockey with.
And then there was this laundry folding machine called a Laundroid, and it was like really
Sounds like
tall.
a name you would come up with.
And apparently it doesn't come out till like 2019
Yeah,
or
you
something.
you sent me this, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is an interesting idea. You put your clothes in it, it washes them, and then
No, it doesn't even wash them. It just folds
it
them.
folds them.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna look this up. I was like, I want to know how much does the fucking Laundroid cost? And they have a website. You can see all the information about it, how it's developed. Like, hoping to launch 2019. I was like, okay, so what you're looking at there at CES is bullshit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. There's like a magic trick. There's like a dude like curled up inside
tiny
of it who's like reaching out and folding everything real fast and putting it out, making it look like it actually works.
They even had like internal footage of the Laundroid of what was happening, and it showed like the piece of clothing coming in, and like 2 arms would pick it up, and then it would just pixelate, so you couldn't see what was happening, and then they'd show it just coming out folded.
Oh,
It's
get
like
outta
a load
here.
of crap. It's
There's
like,
secret
I was like, that's when
technology.
the dude comes out. That's when the dude like pops out and folds everything.
do we have Apple TV up today?
Ancient Chinese
Do
secret.
we? I think
huh?
they're I think they're
Please tell me
bringing it
everyone
up.
else. So I'm not racist. Anybody else remembers that?
I remember
commercial?
that. That
Thank
was it was for a cleaning product.
also
It was
you. the commercial was racist.
it was it Tide?
Calgon.
Calgon.
We
that's
need more
right.
Calgon.
Yeah.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Yep.
It was just like
For washing machines?
Patrick, you remember that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old people.
Yep.
Yes, me and Patrick. Thanks.
So here's what I don't get. There was that commercial where they were washing clothes with Calgon, but then there was a lady who said, "Calgon, take me away," and she was in the bathtub.
Bubble bath.
So was it laundry soap that you would put in the bubble?
Yeah, of course. Why not? It's
all
soap.
the same,
soap
right?
is soap.
It's all the same, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Soap's all the same.
It's just different concentrations of soap.
In a pinch, I could wash with Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I could do
You
it.
just rub it all over.
It's really the same.
It's just soap.
I mean, it's like I wash my clothes with Tide. Why wouldn't I wash me with Tide?
Right. It should do just as good.
Oh, here we go. We got the thing up.
You got a video of this
Oh, is
thing?
it a video?
No, it's great.
Oh, Patrick, I sent you an image for bubble porn.
Hit play. Is it going?
Press play.
Wow, look at it go.
Oh, there it goes. There's no way that's cleaning the grill. There's no way. You're polishing the grill.
It makes up for weight with RPMs.
Nope. Not buying it.
Yeah, I do.
Not buying it.
Pretty impressive.
Here, I'm gonna read this one last thing.
Do you want to talk about the pig that attacked the guys in the Skyhook trial?
Sure, why not?
So they did when they tested Skyhook, which was in Batman. What Dark Knight?
And Metal Gear Solid 5.
I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5, but like in Batman, when he goes to get the crime boss out of China, they use the Skyhook. It's a way they pick up people from a plane without landing the plane. They just hook you, and off you go.
And Metal Gear is the same thing, where you put a balloon on something and it goes up, and then the plane comes and
We
gets
should
it.
test that next time.
Well, one of the things they tested when they were testing the technology, they tested on a pig.
Oh.
And there was one point when the pig they picked it up, but it was spinning uncontrollably in the air for a long period of time. And then
just
they
a
got the
little
pig up
airborne, it's
into
so
the
good,
plane,
it's so good.
and the pig attacked everybody on the plane. It was like, fuck you
They
guys.
said it took it a little while to get its bearings, and it just started attacking everyone. Can you imagine that? You're just like some dumb animal on the ground. The next thing you know, you're in the air, rocketing through the air, spinning around uncontrollably. You're in a fucking plane surrounded by people. Yes, you attack the fuck out of everyone you see.
Fuck you guys.
It is their
Responsible for
fault,
that.
100%.
And they were like, it was a serious incident. Like, they were in trouble because they were in a plane and this pig was attacking
What do they have to do?
everybody.
They have to sort of slit its throat or something?
I don't know what happened to the pig.
Kick it out the plane.
Yeah, that's what happens when pigs fly. Thanks, man.
I thought you were going to say they pulled it into the plane and it was just bacon.
No, but imagine that. It's probably like a big cargo plane. You pull up this pig, and there's like no room you can hide it. It's just basically a big room. You're there with an angry pig that's a little dizzy, and it's just like trying to fucking go at
You
you.
just kick it out of the plane.
Good luck with that.
You just have to spin it the other way and it goes.
It'll be fine after you spit it back.